Welcome, bronies, to the FOB Equestria Podcast, the official podcast of FOB Equestria. I'm Sonnerhoof, your friendly neighborhood moderator, and today with me is Atherious.
Hiya.
Commander Firebrand.
Stay brony, my friends.
Navarron.
Hello.
And Silvermane.
Are we there yet?
Yes, we are in fact there. All right, let's start off with, well, first of all, how are you guys doing so far? How are you feeling? Everybody good?
A wee bit tired.
Cool.
Time differences and all that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just wanted
I'm
to
feeling
make sure.
fine. It's like sore as heck from preparing for Mardi Gras, but that's life.
I was all like, hey, I can do a podcast today. And you're like, nope, you're going to do it tomorrow. And I'm like, I can't do tomorrow. And then I took a nap. And then when I woke up, you're like, everyone's asleep. Let's do the podcast now.
That is literally exactly what I said. Every bit of it. Josh, I totally forgot that Mardi Gras was going. What do you guys actually play during Mardi Gras? Just when the Saints go marching in all the time, or what? Like, how does that actually work?
No, we're playing.
I saw what you did there.
That's one of the songs. That's just one of the songs that we're playing. We're also playing. That's a Plenty. South Rampart Street Parade. Also playing several other party tunes, and we're also playing Marine Sim, obviously.
Sure. So when I see you guys actually doing like a little dance number to keep things interesting, are you actually just bored as hell, or are you actually glad that you get to move in ways that are not part of the drill?
It's a bit of both. It's sometimes marching can be a little monotonous, so when you're actually not so when you actually get the opportunity to not march and actually take a little bit of a break, it's just a lot of fun to be able to just move around and loosen up and have a little fun with the civilians.
Anybody got anything else? Okay, news. First thing I want to go over in the news was a really interesting video that I ended up seeing on Reddit.
Yeah, everything good always comes from Reddit.
Always.
Just the internet comes through Reddit, that's all. But, yeah, so I think this is actually a funker video, but if you check the description, you'll probably find it there. It's basically an OP somewhere in Afghanistan being mounted by U.S. soldiers, and they call in an airstrike, I guess on like a sniper that's shooting at them, and somebody's transmissions got screwed up somewhere between the FO and the plane, because they dropped a bomb within feet of the cameraman, which was also in many less feet from soldiers who were just stationed on the OP. I think it would have been like, it looked like it was like a 500-pound bomb from afar. That was fucking crazy.
Oopsie.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah,
Anything?
what else do you say? What else can you say other than oops?
Yo, dog, my bad.
Alright, did anybody die?
No. They're alright, but there was like shrapnel in all the sandbags, and like one of their little facilities was completely obliterated.
Not the porta cabin!
Not
Hey,
the
you left.
porta potty. Ah!
You left. The Iraqis would aim for that shit. They knew how angry people would get. Anyways. Alright, cool. The next bit of news, the U.S. Navy has deployed and test-fired a laser cannon, basically. It's just like it's one of the standard spiel directed energy weapons that uses a high-powered laser to, well, set things on fire. But the Navy has been pushing... But the Navy has been working with this technology for a while. I know that the Air Force actually shoved one into a C-130 somehow, and they're trying to shoot down other planes with lasers and stuff. So that technology...
Boys and their toys.
Is here.
You guys have lasers! We're slumming it with assault rifles from the 80s and sights that look like they've got donkey dicks in them. Are you joking?
No.
Well, I don't know what it is about the Americas, but Canada has actually got invisibility cloaks now. Yeah, it's like it's so weird. It's like Canada's got invisibility cloaks and we've now got laser guns. I'd say that's kind of fitting given our country's personalities.
I love Canada. They really are like
Yeah,
Fluttershy.
Americans love Canadians, and not a lot of Canadians are too fond of the U.S.
No.
Let's
Well,
see.
then again, not a lot of people are fond of the U.S.
I like lasers, and I think it's cool that we've got a new weaponized laser system. But when our IFF transponder stops working, the nice little Sea-Whiz multi-barreled machine gun that is fully automated likes to track our helicopter when we're flying around. So I don't know which one I'm gonna like less: the Sea-Whiz tracking us or the laser tracking us.
I think I'd probably prefer the Sea-Whiz tracking you, because at least there's a chance that the ballistics might miss you, the laser won't.
It's true.
Atherious, just in case our listeners don't remember, you're actually in Scotland, so the
I'm
Scottish
not a
military is still
pirate.
running around with...
Are you black? You
You-
have an eye patch? You cause explosions? There can be only one!
No, Josh, no. I'm not here to play out your TF2 fantasies.
Scotland is not a real country. You are an Englishman with a dress.
Yep, that pretty much sums me up.
Isn't there a vote
You guys
coming
are-
up about that pretty soon?
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, that's a special episode for the fall. But you guys are still running around with the Enfields, right?
Yeah, we're still sporting the A2s, and they're as shocking as ever.
Well,
I mean, they're
I-
great!
I think the most interesting part about the L-85s is that they kind of look all right. They're a nice ball-pop design, and they can be easily turned into a machine gun. But what I have unanimously heard is that the rifle is extremely meh from everyone who shoots.
Well, put it this way, it's so easily broken. I mean, I don't know why we got rid of I think it was the... It was a British variant of the FN FAL. I don't know why we got rid of it. It was an absolutely beautiful weapon. But these things, when I was a cadet instructor, we used to do fieldcraft, and when you're using blanks, because you have a blank adapter on the end of your weapon, and your magazines have got yellow stripes on them, so you can tell they're blank rounds. But when you open the weapon up and you took apart the firing mechanism, you could actually flip the bit, because they take the latches off the blank firing weapons, so you can't put them into full auto mode for to conserve ammo. But if you get your hand up inside the mechanism and flip it, they go full auto. It's great. You're not meant to do that though. And
Of course, you've never done that, right?
the MOD does not condone such behavior.
Yeah, that would totally never happen. I couldn't possibly think of a situation where anyone would ever want to do that.
And it is not fun.
No, it's not fun at all. Anyways, that's it for news, so we can go on to more Brony-related things, like Brony news. We can talk about Rainbow Rocks movie that's supposed to be coming out anytime soon. Last time we covered it was just like a rumor, so...
Okay, well, apparently there's going to be 12 songs in Rainbow Rocks, and I don't know. If they're all repetitive as the one we've heard in the trailer, then I'm going to be a little scared, because that was very, very, very repetitive.
It was.
Yes, it was. But I was
Come
wondering,
on, I mean...
But then again, it's the main
Canteen
reason
song.
that I liked the older... Yeah, the Cantina song. Let's play the
That
same
was
song
awesome.
over and over.
No. I meant the one they played in the lunchroom. I mean, that's on my iPod.
helping Twilight win the crown.
Well, anyways,
That's
it's
the one silver.
yeah, but the thing is the main reason that I liked the old Equestria Girls was because, well, it was freaking hilarious. And if they keep that humor in the new Rainbow Rocks, which I really think they are, considering Rarity's dramatic entrance, glorious. But, well,
You
I really
Rarity
think
fanboy.
I really think it's going to be just as funny.
I'm
Think
just
about that one. In the first one, we had Twilight and Spike were the only ones that came over from Equestria. Is this one going to be just Twilight comes over, or all the main six come over, or we're just using the human equivalents, and then we're going to meet the mysterious human Twilight that we didn't see in the first one?
It's gonna be... Well, maybe it will be... Maybe Twilight won't go across at all. Maybe they'll just use the human one that was there all the time. I don't think the main six will go across.
That's
Yeah,
what
no.
I was wondering, how they were going to do that.
I think my only disappointment with the whole Equestria Girls thing is, can we just have a normal pony movie, please?
That's what I was always wanting. Just one with all ponies in it would be great. Please, Mr. Larson, anybody, Amy Keating-Rogers, Dave Polsky, somebody.
If they listen to this podcast, can I make a personal plea to see Equestria Girls Cadence? I beg of you. I
want to see
formally
Equestria Girls
beg
Cadence
of
too.
you.
I do want a pony movie, an actual pony movie as well, but I'm not going to be greedy. It's ultimately up to Hasbro. It's like, I'll be cool either way, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want an actual, like, a real pony movie, like, maybe, like, Origins of Equestria or something. Like, maybe, like, some little mini adventures of Celestia and Luna during the Reign of Discord or something. That would actually be pretty cool. Then again, that would kind of go against what we like about the show in the first place. The main reason we all got into the show was because of the main six and their character interactions. So I don't know. Maybe if they epic scale grand adventure with them or something. I don't know. Maybe this is what the writing process between them is like. It's like, so what do you guys want to do? I don't know.
Horses.
I think I remember something about the writing process being they just have write down a whole bunch of ideas on flashcards and they start throwing them around each other. And any episodes dealing with race, politics, or religion go to Dave Polsky.
I would only want...
which is completely understandable considering Dave Polsky worked on South Park.
I'm serious though, McCarthy. I want to see Human Cadence. Make it happen.
I want to see Human Cadence so long as Human Cadence is base jumping with her husband.
All Cadence all the time.
All Cadence all the time.
Okay, but what job would she actually take if she appeared in the human realm?
Guidance counselor.
Yep.
Not a dating service website administrator? Okay. It's a very hard no. All right. Anything else on Rainbow Rock?
Nope, other than really wanting to see Human Cadence as the guidance counselor.
And of course, Shining Armor is the boys' football coach, I guess.
Yeah. Or maybe the hot dog stall vendor. Or corn dog stall vendor, sorry.
What if Snowflake was in it? What would Snowflake be? Be like the creepy gym rat that never leaves, that only has like 6 PE classes a day?
That's the only place anybody can put him, yeah, but that'd be awesome. Was he even in Equestria Girls? I don't remember if he was in there or not. They had so many backgrounds.
so.
We'd know if we saw him.
Yeah.
Yes, we would.
Even though he's bulk biceps now.
I
Whatever.
like that name.
I don't like that name either.
It doesn't sound right. It sounds weird.
Well, my own head.
Actually,
that's not bulk biceps. Is actually Snowflake's brother because he talks different, sounds different, and basically looks the same. So it's not Snowflake; it's his brother.
God, there'd be 2 of them.
Just like high school.
That'd be like those characters from GTA 4, the one who was taking steroids all the time. Nobody?
Oh yeah, I know the one you mean. The shit, what was his name?
I don't remember.
He loved his cars as well.
Yeah, whatever. You don't have to worry about that. Although I don't know. Maybe I'm not a good enough brony, but I really thought that it was in that episode where Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy and Snowflake were all hanging out trying to do that relay race and such. That just seemed really, really kind of crazy to me when he was wearing that really fruity dress that Rarity gave them for a uniform. He was all giggly and happy, and I was like, "Come on, dog."
I don't get why she was dressing them like that, because isn't she supposed to be good at fashion?
They did look like curtains of some nature that she had
I don't
thrown.
know. She made a dress out of hotel keys once.
I think those might have been the curtains from the hotel room.
I call this my gypsy wardrobe.
Okay. Anyways, another thing you guys want to cover, the Moonrise Metal Medley. Tell us about that.
Moonrise. Well, it was symphonic metal opera. So, therefore, by personal code, I was forced to like and add it to my favorites and add it to my playlists. So, yeah, there's that. Because I am a sucker for all that symphonic metal stuff. I'm a sucker for Nightwish. I'm a sucker for Evanescence. I'm a sucker for David Garrett. I'm a sucker for all that kind of stuff.
That's a lot of suckers.
Yes.
Yes.
And as for the tune itself, it's very easy for metal to become very repetitive very, very quickly. But usually me, I got a high tolerance for repetition, considering I play a lot of beat-em-ups and hack and slashes, and I really just listen to a lot of repetitive music. But it actually did a very good job, and it changed a lot of rhythms, changed a lot of solos very, very often, and I really got to applaud them for that. The tunes, tunes were very nice. The orchestration was really nice. The lyrics were cool. The only things I really have to complain about was the mixing. I could not hear the singers time to time. It's like I could hear the choruses very fine, but I just could not hear Celestia singing that well. I couldn't hear Luna singing that well. I could hear her better than I heard Celestia. And I know I'm going to sound like a horrible person for saying this, but the narrator, his accent made him kind of unintelligible at points.
Yeah, L Train's come a long way in a month because I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but his remix of Feathers Leaving Colors, in my personal opinion, despite the fact she commented on it saying it was better than the original, it offended my ears badly. And this is a lot better. This track is really good. He's really worked on it, and well, I think it's up to something like 12,000 views, and it's been up for 2 days.
Yeah, it's a long one, but it's definitely worth putting on your iPod. It's like, you can't really understand what it's saying, but then again, it's kind of like heavy metal. You don't really understand what they're saying either, and you still listen to it. They sound like they're dying.
You got it.
I think my favorite genre that I was shown was Christian death metal.
Yep, I was just gonna...
Christian death metal, like, are we talking like Pillar and stuff?
I can't remember any bands from it. I just remember my dad actually played one that was talking about the Eucharist. It was like, the body of Christ. And I'm just like, seems legit.
So, what accent does he actually have?
Christians can sometimes be freaking scary when it comes to music.
Christian rap.
Thanks for that.
Oh yeah, I've heard some of those. I've never been a fan of rap, so I've never been a fan of those guys.
What accent is that he has?
Who?
The one we were just talking about. The
L Train, his accent? I'm not sure, but I think he kind of sounds like a Buck Brony, if you know who that is.
Is he like the spokesperson for Buck?
No, he's an MLP analyst.
Alright. I only know you and I love Kim Possible a lot and some Tommy Oliver. Those are the three I know.
You didn't see my collab with Silver Quill? He even did a quick animation of FOB Equestria.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Another good one is Give and Take, if you'd like to watch him.
Yeah.
And
while we're still on the topic, let's talk about what other analysts do we like and hate.
I like
partial
Kimmy
to KP.
Sparkle with Shareclop Poems.
I wouldn't say hate, but I dislike almost every single analyst because there's so many of them. It's like the new, I don't know what it is.
Some of them are good. Like I said,
Tommy Oliver, Digibro, Drowning in Horseshoes, Give and Take, Silver Quill.
I never really enjoyed. I don't really enjoy Digibrony or Brony Curious.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they kind of a little bit on their high horse, and they just try. I think they just expect way too much from this show, and they tried to like, oh, it could be this, it could be so much better, and it really kind of makes me enjoy the show less when I listen to them.
Yeah.
They were a couple of the originals, weren't they? Like,
Yeah,
kind of ones that started the
Yeah.
whole thing.
They've been around a long time.
Digi was, but I'm not a big fan of Digi, like Josh said. But as I said before, I think ILKP a lot is probably my favorite episode reviewer or analyst. But sorry, Josh.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
it's
one from Australia.
it's
was
not
it Andrew
none
K,
taken.
I
It's
think.
that's if you're an analyst and you're not funny, I'm not gonna watch you.
So do you ever watch Give
It's
and
like
Take,
you
Josh?
gotta be able to stand out, whether it's through animation or humor, and that's why really I kind of only watch Silverquill because he does both.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that guy that does the over-analyzing series. You mad, bro?
Yeah, I think there was. I've seen some comments actually on the YouTube videos, actually, Josh, that you've put up that have actually said something very akin to what you were saying, that watching Digibrony might actually make you like the show less. And I think what I've heard from some of the people posting on some of the YouTube comments was that they would specifically watch some of these analyses. They would like the show less from what they were seeing, that it would influence them to like it less, and then they'd get agitated with the show, and then they'd be super critical about all of it, until eventually they would watch yours and realize that they were just being overly critical. So I think you're not the only one that's happening to either, so.
I don't know. That's never worked for me. I mean, I don't base how I like a show about what another reviewer does. I mean, I like him because he worked with NUK a lot. It seems like he's in-depth into the show, but I've been watching him for a couple of years now at least.
Okay. Moving on, we can we can talk about our last topic here, the FOB comic that we have going out.
Yeah, well, in case you've been following the YouTube channel, we're actually starting a Tumblr comic that's going to be hosted on the site, as well as a Tumblr account that will be created eventually as soon as we can get that first chapter out. It will be featuring characters based off select people at the in FOB Equestria, the FOB Equestria community, and it's going to detail. It's at first we were going to feature a loose plot, but then as we built the world and thought about where the plot was going to go, we decided to have it a bit more plot heavy, but we're still going to have like we're still going to have a few downtime areas where we're going to
Answer
let
questions.
people ask certain members questions.
Mhm.
Yes, ask certain members in characters. They're going to ask characters questions, and we might have a little quick little comic detailing some of the shenanigans. Anything you wanted to say, Atherious?
No, I covered it all in that video. But follow me on Twitter, because just hit 20 followers on the big time now. 20 followers. So make that 30.
All right. Well, that's really all we're gonna say. Is just check out that Tumblr comic. It's going to be epic. We got our artists working hard. We got our writers working their butts off. It's going to be epic.
I couldn't be happier.
It's going to be
with the
epic, and
artist
it's going to
choice.
be funny.
Just like that, I couldn't be happier with the artist choice. All three of them are decent people, to say the least, and they're all fairly dedicated and looking forward to working on it. Because I'm glad we didn't get stuck with somebody lazy who was like, I don't want to work on the comic this weekend. I'm busy doing nasty civilian stuff. Like eating oversized cheeseburgers.
You have a very explicit imagination of this person that may or may not exist.
Did you not see the recruitment video for the artists?
I did not.
Oh man, it's good. Was it you that put it together, Josh?
What's that? Who that? What?
Did
What?
you put the recruitment video together?
Yes, I did.
I was cracking up at the really fat guy eating that cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, you don't know that? That's there's this what's it? There's this restaurant that sells the world's largest cheeseburger, and they actually give a prize to whoever can finish the burger in less than what was it? 22 minutes. And the fastest that someone's finished it is like 2 hours or something.
It's just the look of excitement on the guy's face.
America! We live in a country
Okay.
where we can do that.
Yes.
I did read about the heart attack grill. That worried me a wee bit.
Nah, that's all over the place. You're getting the experience explicitly to put yourself in danger of having a heart attack. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it the owner that actually did have like some sort of heart attack after eating some food or something?
I don't know if it was the owner. It was somebody that would go in there since day one that had one right outside on the sidewalk, right outside his restaurant.
Yeah, I heard they check your blood pressure before and after.
Then there was also that horrible KFC thing with what were they called, the double downs, where you get a fried chicken with cheese in between another slice of fried chicken and bacon.
So you guys do everything great. Mountain Dew over here is disgusting. They take all the good stuff out of it, and it's lemonade.
See, that's the point, is that America loves to do things in ridiculous proportions and extremes. We don't want to do anything like
year.
Fried butter.
fried butter.
Now, you, my friend, have not experienced the Scottish delicacy that is a deep-fried Mars bar.
We
I've
have
heard of
deep fried
those.
Snickers over here.
Mars bar's better.
David, we fry ice cream by
What? How?
I think it's
sorry,
talking about the
American
Mexican
secret. If
fried
I
ice
told you,
cream.
I'd have to kill you.
Come at me, bro.
Although we do have to be careful, he does have haggis.
I do have what?
Haggis.
Haggis?
Your Scottish tongue.
Oh,
Haggis.
Haggis. Yeah.
I
Haggis
tried
is
that
good.
once.
What the hell is haggis?
Haggis.
It's a
is-
sheep stomach with oatmeal inside it, basically.
That's close enough. Well,
Fascinating.
mutton and scurly and lovely stuff.
Mutton. What is mutton even supposed to be?
Sheep.
Lamb.
Okay. I thought it was just
Well-
an assortment of like meatloaf thing.
No, it's like
mutton,
calling a pig pork. It's just a name for sheep meat.
Mutton's sheep. Lamb is lamb.
Oh yeah, well, sorry.
God damn, Josh, get your meats right.
See, that's how you repel
Sorry,
an
I
American
really- I really
invasion.
don't- I
Throw
really-
vegetables at us.
Sorry, we live in America. We live off of hot dogs.
What is a corn dog? What is a corn dog?
It's a corn dog is just a hot dog with a stick in it that's been breaded and deep fried.
What's the fascination?
It tastes like cornmeal with a hot dog inside it.
That's it.
It's basically a hot dog wrapped in cornbread.
Doesn't sound that good, and there's so much hype surrounding them.
Actually,
Well,
it's really
it's-
good,
there's-
especially if you got ranch.
I don't know what that is.
Ranch dressing, it makes everything taste better.
Everything.
Yeah, it really does.
No idea.
But I mean, the only reason, Athie, you hear so much about corn dogs is because for some reason the Brony community associated Shining Armor with corn dogs. I don't know what led that up.
Damn you, friendship is witchcraft! I can tell you guys are just gonna be, if I make it to Baltimore this year, you guys are gonna be throwing American foods at me and laughing as I shut
If
up.
you make it to Baltimore,
He is playing.
Well,
Well,
if
if you
come
make
get
it,
you.
well, if you make it to Baltimore, you can room with me. I mean, it's just speak to
Aw.
Michelle. Because I live 20 minutes away from the convention center.
yeah, he does. He sucks.
Josh, I shotgun living with you.
I got a big house.
I
Well,
thought
my
you lived
parents
on
have a
base.
big house.
Alright.
Oh, I do live on base. It's just my parents' house.
When you do your videos like on YouTube, though, I see you recording in your. Is that? I assume that's like your room on base. It looks like an
Yeah,
apartment.
it's a pretty crappy barracks. I mean, Doug Walker assumed that it was a prison.
I mean, aren't all barracks
Because it does
prisons?
look like a prison.
There's that one barracks in San Diego in the shape of a swastika. I remember when that made news.
Oh, subtle Nazis.
Oops.
Like, where do you live? Oh, I'm in the swastika barracks.
It's not a swastika. The guy who made it was just Buddhist. It means good luck.
I thought it meant welcome.
Whatever it is, it's one of those
One of
awesome
them
symbols
forums.
that
And
got
what's with the
completely
Nazi
ruined.
SS? Oh yeah. And what's the Nazi SS flag? SS. That stands for Scout Snipers. The Hitler mustache. Hitler. That's outrageous. I'm just like Charlie Chaplin.
I think we should all note that deployment mustaches always look like Hitler, so that's just the way it is.
Tourtash.
That is true.
Tourtash.
No, Charlie Chaplin. Because Charlie Chaplin is so much better.
Okay, so there is one more topic we can cover, and that is the president, the U.S. president, President Obama. I only say that because Athey's here, so just in case he forgets which president I'm talking about.
We have a prime minister. It's different.
Anyways, so President Obama went ahead and with a plan that got approved through Congress back in 2002, the president is going to be having like an award ceremony for 24 Medal of Honor recipients that had their Distinguished Service Crosses upgraded to Medals of Honor, specifically because the investigators that were sent through by Congress and through all those years believed that those specific awards would have been Medals of Honor if there had not been explicit racism in the decision-making process that prevented them from getting the Medal of Honor awards. So there's going to be 24 of those, and that's going to be on March 18th. So
Wow.
that ought to be pretty cool. So if you've ever read some of the Medal of Honor citations, there's a real good reason to read them because they're freaking crazy. It's shocking
So how far
that
back
true
are we
stories
going
can be
with
like that.
this? I mean, how many wars are they
the-
going?
The earliest one I saw was World War II. The earliest one is like sometime in 1944. Looked like it was in France. Most of them actually are. A lot of them looked like they were from Korea. There's a bunch from Vietnam. There's just a couple from World War II. A lot of them were from Korea, both in the north and the south. So that would be sometime between 51 and 52, respectively. Or actually, yeah. So north would have been 52, I think. South would have been 50 and 51. But yeah, so those are all going to be in this big ceremony that they're going to read from. Only 3 of the awardees are actually going to be there because there's only 3 alive from the citations, and that's both because of how many of those are posthumous, and a lot of them, because it was from Vietnam and Korea and World War II, a lot of them have since passed on. So, I'm looking to I'm actually really looking forward to it because I'd like to see those citations because they're not always kept. There's a specific website that maintains all the Medal of Honor citations, and this is just for the United States Army. It's not for the Marine Corps and the Navy and the Air Force. I'd be willing to bet that there's probably a couple out there for the other branches, but they didn't say anything about there being more or less. So that's it so far. So I'll see about maybe reading some of those citations in a podcast or something like that. That they should be pretty cool. So
You guys have much more straightforward commendations than us. I mean, Medal of Honor, you can understand what it's going to be for, but Victoria Cross, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but I mean, Medal of Honor, Victoria Cross are given for the same, near enough the same thing.
yeah, it's got to be, must be combat related. must be in danger, like immediate, imminent danger of life, beyond, above and beyond the call of duty. You also have to have, this is like the thing that a lot of people don't realize, you also have to have like at least 3 witnesses that are like independent of each other and can give written accounts of what they saw and must independently verify them. So that's like a huge thing, is that, you know, you can do the bravest thing if you don't have at least 3 people that noticed you doing it, you're not even gonna get a medal. I mean, that really is something that happens.
So the way it works in your system is, if you, just theoretically, if you were the last man standing and you went all Dynasty Warriors on 1,000 hostiles, for example.
Enemy officer defeated!
Exactly. Killed them all with your bare hands or your big halberd spear thing, and nobody saw it, you'd get squat.
There have been last stands before. Usually that doesn't mean you get a Medal of Honor, again, because nobody sees it, because they can't independently verify it. But from historical perspective, what I remember hearing about is that if there's like a last stand, the unit will get like a mass citation and things like that. There might be awards specifically for like valor and stuff for like the officers who get killed and such like that. But yeah, pretty much somebody has to have witnessed it. There has to be some sort of evidential documentation. Something close to that would have been the if you guys have seen Black Hawk Down, obviously you've got the 2 snipers that left the helicopter and went to try and defend the position of the downed pilot.
The Delta guys.
Yeah, they specifically they had witnesses both because there were drones over the area and there was footage over the area that could record them, and more specifically, it was also for the fact that they were willing to go in the first place. So they had witnesses that were the pilot and the co-pilot and the general that asked them if they wanted to go. So they went. So that right there counts as their witness for the incident.
Yeah.
But
in the real case of that happening, though, when that actually happened, not the movie, the pilot did actually survive, but he was in captivity for a few months, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's Michael J. Durant. I actually know those guys because I was at Fort Campbell when all that happened. So I've got a book signed by him and everything. I think he was, I can't remember the name of it, Company of Heroes, I think, but it was Michael J. Durant that got captured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that actually did happen in the movie too. Like the only difference is, actually, I think that was still accurate to reality because Durant was held, I think, for over a month, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was quite a while. He came back, and when he got all checked out, went to Fort Campbell. Of course, we had a big, huge welcome home party for him in the hangar and everything. And he's really a nice guy, very quiet, very soft-spoken. He doesn't like to make out like he's a big hero. He says, you know, it was everybody else that helped him out so much. And the 2 guys that died, the Medal of Honor, they've got buildings named after them at Fort Campbell, of course. You know how the military likes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like another example would be the Marine that was in a battle in Afghanistan, and he was pulling some wounded Marines out of like the middle of a village, and they wouldn't call in an artillery strike because the artillery said that they were too close to occupied houses. So he went in, like him and I think a driver that was with him went into the village to rescue the guys that were injured. So I don't remember the specifics. I think most of the people that were wounded were basically either unconscious or they were killed or they died later or something like that. So they didn't witness it, but his driver witnessed it, so that's one. And also his commanding officer and his NCOICs and staff NCOICs, they witnessed him driving in, so they don't necessarily have to see that specific action. But there still has to be some sort of documentation behind everything, because this is a government and it's a bureaucracy, and that's how that stuff works.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can...
A couple months ago, or maybe it was last year, It would have been last year that there was a bayonet charge from UK soldiers.
Nice. I think the last time I heard, I think the last recorded actual bayonet charge was in World War II. I think Band of Brothers actually covered it in their film series. I know that on occasion Marines have actually used bayonets. I think there was one incident where they were like surrounded by a hostile crowd back in like 2003 during the initial invasion. I think this was something in the counterinsurgency manual I read, that the Marines had their bayonets out, but they also pointed them at the ground and smiled a lot so that the crowd understood that the Marines weren't actually coming in to like blow up the village or anything. Because this was in the very beginning of the invasion, and the villagers had no idea what the hell was going on with anybody. So I mean, that's got to be the first bayonet charge at least in several decades. Like, I don't think there was any in the Falkland Islands War for the UK.
I don't think there was one in the Falkland Islands, maybe. But in Afghan, what happened was they were on patrol, and they got ambushed by something like 8 to 10 insurgents, and they were in cover, and they were too close, and they started running out of ammunition. So the corporal who was in charge of the guys, he told them to fix bayonets, and they charged up the hill. And he and 4 other guys charged. They flanked left, and the other guys moved around the right, and nobody died, and they got rid of the threat. So I think he got awarded. I think he got some medal for that. I'm not good on my medals, so I can't name them very well.
Yeah. I mean, the bayonet. That's one thing that's happened a lot in Afghanistan. Even more, I think it's even more than Iraq, because in Iraq usually there was if there was standoff distance, it was because it was in urban terrain, but in Afghanistan they really do like to get real fucking close. Like there's been a bunch of firefights that, the majority are at minimum 500 yards, and then all of a sudden there's like an ambush team or an assault team that ends up being 5, 10, 15 yards away. So that appears to be an enemy TTP that they like to use. So I'm not really surprised that there was a bayonet charge called for something like that, because I mean that's the essence of a near ambush, and the best thing to do to counteract a near ambush like that, if you can't get out of the area, is to go straight through it. I remember somebody got pissed off in Iraq. There was some U.S. Army soldier who was getting his unit was getting shot at from this roof, and I don't know what he specifically transpired to do. He didn't get a Medal of Honor for this. I think he got like a Silver Star or something. But he charged up to the roof, shot two of the people that were on the roof, ended up in like a running foot chase with the other insurgent. They literally leaped from one roof to the other. This guy's wearing full combat gear. This guy chases him down and basically beats him down after he tries to after the enemy can't go any further, turns around, tries to shoot at him. Instead of shooting him, he just hits him with the butt of his rifle and basically finishes the threat from there. And it's fucking crazy. I don't think people realize how fucking insane war sometimes ends up being. Even if it's not related to combat, it's just the craziest things in the universe tend to happen during wartime.
Yeah,
you just see the crazy shit. People
seem to think that Afghan's very long range combat. Like there's not much seeing of it from. Well, I admit it. If I hadn't spoken to people who have been out there, I'd think the same, because the way documentaries here portray it, it's a lot closer than they let on. It's weird because it's still a mix of the two, because they'll still be close, or they'll still be really far away, or they'll be far away at the same time. Like if they're going to ambush a convoy, they're just going to take they're going to take up an emplaced machine gun position on an opposite frickin' mountain, and they're going to be firing down at the convoy from well over 1,000 yards. Just because at the top of the mountain there's a little bit less air, the ballistics are a little bit better, they're firing downwards, etc., etc. And I mean that's just
that's just it. You can't really return fire at that extreme of a range as you get air cover. So, I mean, there's a bit of it. I've sometimes been really surprised when I see like the combat footage and these guys are shooting across a valley with their M16s that only have an effective point range of 500 yards. But it's a mixture of like less dense air, and they're still shooting downwards, so the bullets will still get there. So. It's craziness.
One more thing I'd like to add. I think I'll link this, but I saw on the BBC website, and it was a story about Afghanistan, and there was a picture snapped of an insurgent from the side, and he was holding his AK right above his head, and he was in open field. He wasn't shooting over anything. He was just holding it like directly above his head, like he was wearing it as a hat, and firing it. And the picture was captioned at the bottom in text: "An insurgent aims his assault rifle."
Effective aim. I don't know if you know, but Taliban AK-47s, they have leaf sights on the bottom of their magazines. Anyway, so that ceremony is going to go on March 18th. Any other topics you guys want to do?
Not for me. Anybody else?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Okay, then I guess we'll be signing off. This is Sonnerhoof from FOB Equestria signing off. Athey.
Bye.
Josh.
Goodbye. Stay frosty. Semper Philly. Kaboom. I don't know.
That works. Maybe.
See ya. Off to rappel school.
Silver.
Remember to keep your enemy within the range of your primary firearm.
That doesn't sound like Silver.
No, Silver says, Semper Philly, stay frosty, and we'll see you here again next same bat time, same bat channel.
All right. Semper Philly, my bronies.
Hooah.